Welcome, I am Riz from Veteran Gamers. The Knights of Old Republic games are largely seen as some of the best RPGs ever created. Just like many other gamers, I always wonder if Kotor 3 will ever see the light of day. If you have been wondering the same thing, this video is for you. I will try my best to supply you with all the information about Kotor 3. If your first reaction is to think that it will never happen, as the game been planned and then cancelled, I would like you to remind you of Baldur's Gate 3. The game, just like Kotor 3, has been RPG gamer dream for many years, and many people thought that will never happen. But we are getting Baldur's Gate 3. This shows us that companies are interested in making sequels to old RPG classics. And if Kotor 3 doesn't fit that definition, then I don't know which game does. Obsidian has started development on Kotor 3, but it was sadly cancelled due to internal politics. This is what lead designer and writer for Kotor 2, Chris Avellone, had to say about their work on Kotor 3. The third game involved you as a player character following where Raven went and then taking the battle to the really ancient Sith lords who are far more terrifying than the darts that show up. These guys would be monsters. These would have a level of power that was considerable, but at the same time you'd be able to dig more into their psychologies and their personalities, their history, and even how they dealt with the player, how they talk with the player, the different powers they cultivated and developed. And for some of them, like, they are the ancients, so they are not just ruling a solar system but swathe of galaxy. Which firm would be the most competent to make Kotor 3? Obsidian has not only started work on it, but it sounded awesome. Obsidian has track records of making great RPG games, not just back in the day, but right now too. They recently released Outer Worlds, which was well received by critics and fans. I think they would be competent to make Kotor 3 regardless if they would be allowed to continue working on the game they already started to make or start from the scratch. As for BioWare, I have never seen the company fall from grace this hard. Their fall is connected to the Kotor 3. In the moment when they decided to make the Star Wars The Old Republic MMORPG instead of Kotor 3, they have bent the knee to the greed and Electronic Arts instead of staying true to themselves. Nobody wanted the MMO, certainly not the BioWare fans. They promised that Star Wars The Old Republic will be like playing Kotor 3, 4 and 5, and it was far from the truth. What they gave is a carbon copy of WoW. I guess they saw how WoW and Blizzard was popular and decided they too wanted to print money. But it didn't really work out that way. Greed is never a good motivator when you want to create something people will like and enjoy. It was just another WoW clone, nothing more. This was known at the time as a Warcraft sickness, and BioWare too fell to this serious illness. They improved on the game over the years, and I will talk about this some more later in this video. But as the time went on, they created Mass Effects Andromeda and Anthem, both of which were badly received. As things stand now, it's safe to say that BioWare now is not the BioWare of old, and it seems old talent has left the company. So, will there be a Kotor 3? When asked about Knights of Old Republic, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy told MTV News,
Knights of the Old Republic, a lot of fans want to see that. Is there any development of that?
We talk about that all the time. Yes, we are developing something to look at. Right now, I have no idea where things might fall, but we have to be careful that there is a cadence to Star Wars that doesn't start to feel like too much. We don't have a crystal ball. We tried a little bit with Solo to see if we could do 2 movies a year and whether or not there was really an opportunity for that. And we felt that's not going to work, so we backed off of that a little bit. But it doesn't mean we don't think about lots of different stories, because that's the exciting thing about this universe.
While it gave us hope for Kotor 3, it turned out a new Star Wars movie based on the Knights of Old Republic is in the works. Still, it shows us people in the position to make Kotor 3 a reality have not forgotten about Knights of Old Republic, and this gave us hope that we will see Kotor 3 someday. BioWare has tried to make Kotor 3 happen more than once, but was declined by Electronic Arts. But there is no reason to believe things have not changed. Electronic Arts has recently given license to Respawn, and they made Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, which was well received. It shows us that Electronic Arts is making single player games again, and it shows Electronic Arts there is money to be made in Star Wars single player games. There is a huge interest in Star Wars again. Mandalorian TV shows is great. We just got a new Star Wars movie. With Electronic Arts struggling to develop a hit game with the Star Wars license, perhaps it will reconsider developing Kotor 3. After all, the publisher was criticized for rushing Star Wars Battlefront by its own admission and for using predatory monetization practices in Battlefront 2, so it could stand to regain some faith from Star Wars fans. Electronic Arts is not stupid and hopefully is well aware there is money to be made by making Kotor 3, as many fans would buy it. And greedy companies like that are all about money first. So if for no other reason, they should greenlight Kotor 3 for the financial reason. Rumors are that Electronic Arts have another Star Wars game in development already, and we can speculate that it could be Kotor 3. While we are waiting for Kotor 3, it won't hurt to try Star Wars The Old Republic. On the launch, the game was disappointing, but after the launch of Shadow of Revan expansion, things have improved if you can ignore all the MMO stuff and play it like a single player game. You will be treated to a decent storytelling. It's not Kotor 3, but it's closest we have for now. That's it for today's video. Share your thought in the comments. Do you think we will ever see Kotor 3? Which company do you think is most competent to make it? If Kotor 3 was announced, what additions or improvements would you like to see? Do you think BioWare should be renamed to Beware? Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe, like and share.